I was working on this thing the other day, just to kind of give myself a base to get going. This is all of the TCP controls that I would need. So this little single instrument panel has all the master control. If you want to request it, release it, or lock it. Then this one here is my engine on indicator, my reverse button, if reverse is engaged, and a start switch. This thing just has an electric motor directly connected, so no engine here. And then I put flip switches to control all the different lighting. Some of it might not be hooked up, but it lets me get going really quickly. If I just use this, copy paste it, and then I can build a new locomotive. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll just shimmy this along. So I've seen these pictures of this sort of generator car thing in the middle of a train. It's like some sort of power car thing. I talked to some people about it, but I still don't really know what's going on there. But that's kind of what I want to build today. It'd be really good if I could use a Jacobs style bogie. So that would mean if this is the end of my train, then the pivot point is here, and then there's another pivot point here that connects into the front wagon. But that's a little bit tricky to do without building like a whole unit of 3 pieces. So with this one, they're just going to be sort of normal bogies, one at each end. But I do need motors in these ones because this will be powered. I'm going to make it look like it's not a powered locomotive, but it is. I'm not sure how I actually got the motors in there. Oh, it's 1 motor, 2 motors. Should I do 2 motors per bogie, and then I can put the generators in the main unit? That'll work, eh? I'll cut it out of this. What is it? Like SDE something? Cut it out of this. It's 2 motors and all the gearboxes. That needs to live in here. This now needs to connect to both my wheels, which isn't really difficult, but it means that I need to put my pivot here, which is then going to be poking up into the floor. So that's just something to sort of keep in mind, I guess. So we just pipe and then pipe around the corner here. So that's 2 motors going to 2 wheels, and then I butchered that. This one only has 1, so I might swap over to that. 1 friction pad in the middle. I think 2 looks a lot better, 2 friction pads, but not when you've got motors. And then in this middle one, I need pivot. 0 it out. Then I have this thing. This is the gangway that I need to connect in. So I was having a play around with if I need to have this fluid connector on the bottom. It might be a good idea, but I'm not sure how to fully integrate this whole piece at the bottom. What's got to happen, I'll get a new one, I think. Coming off in front of the bogie, right? So it's got to go, I like to give myself at least 2 blocks of space. So that means this bit here where the wall is would be a pipe. Then I need to use a hinge if I want to have them all on the same hinge with the fluid port on the bottom. So I end up with this kind of spacing. I don't know if that's too much spacing. And then this gangway is actually connected to the connectors. It's a 5 wide gangway, and it overhangs the connection. So that's the gangway, and then the pipe needs to come through, and then this would let me connect into the fuel tanks. So it means that the door and everything is quite a bit further forwards than where the bogie is, or where the truck is. I'm not sure if that's good or not. It's like the TCP standard height, max height. And then on the side of the wheels, I think it could come down really low. So I reckon I could do like a wedge like this. Not even that, it probably only needs to be a 1. Just enough space for the hinge to wiggle around. And then I could do some kind of snowplow type thing or something. And if I put a normal sliding door, I don't know if I want an electric door because it might get damaged and then not be possible to open. Chuck that in there. Look at that ground clearance. It's gonna die if it hits anything. Give that a nudge. So that should all be connected. Fluids, electricity, and all the TCP data. And in here we've got 7 and 8 high space plus a 3 high crawl space if I want to do anything up there. And then you have 2 manual doors. With these little generator cars, power cars, the wheels are so close, but that's because they're Jacob's bogies. So in this, I wonder if I need to give it 9 blocks perhaps, because that'll keep it really short. Now I should be able to copy this front section, and I need to rotate this one so that it will connect on that funny angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 after the wheel. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that too long? I feel like it's too long. It's probably the bit hanging over the edge though. And it's like that because of the fluid connector. So I need that space for the pipe to do a 90-degree turn to go up. So I'm going to try put this thing, which is, you know, just my test thing, but it's got all the connections in the right place. And then connect a couple of these power cars and see how they perform going around corners, especially with the gangway being connected. And I think there might actually be something else I need to do to properly connect the gangway. Because the motors don't have any power on those wagons, it is fighting a lot. But the idea would be that they are all powered. So if you needed to boost power into your train, you just attach one of these. I mean, it's all holding up. I reckon I could make it smaller even. What if I just got rid of the 2 bogies and made it just 1? And then it would be basically the same length as the steam diesel. I think I'm on the right track. The right track. But I think what I'll do now is figure out the power system, the power plant. In the real version of these, they have engines on both sides. But obviously with Stormworks scale, that would mean I'd have to go down to 1x1 modular engines and stack them in a real funny way. What I want to do is obviously steam power it. That is the amount of space I've got all the way up to the roof, and I'll get all the components in here. I need a boiler, condenser, probably medium pistons, but I think I can go up to 5. I'll need a generator, which maybe I can do a large one, single large generator. Because this is like TCP, if you put this inside of a train, it will supply electricity to all the other locomotives on that train. It's not that this would alone be powering the whole train, it's that it's just supplying even more electricity for the rest of the train. The diesel furnace, and I'll put a fuel tank in the middle section, I think. I could even cut it to just being 1 wheel at each end. The other thing, I can probably put the pistons in the roof, which is only going to give me 3 unless I turn them sideways. Oh man, I could probably generate a whack ton of power with this and make it really small as well. So first order of business, I am going to put pistons in the roof. The output will be a problem, so I have to put it at the end where it might clip through, but then that gives me access to pipe into the roof of both sections. Then I put in 5. Man, how big should this be? Because this can basically all come down to here now. Set these piston offsets to 0.2 increments. So the first one is 0, then 0.2, negative 0.2, 0.4, and negative 0.4. I need to work around the door. So for the direction that the door is going, I'm going to come in 3 or 5. and then have it turn and come across to the side. I want the hallway to be not that small. I think 5 would be good, you know. I want to do everything in a color that can be turned to this gray so that it's real easy to do all the shadows. But yeah, this is the idea. So it's diverting the player. Oh, the entrance is 3 and then the hallway is 5. That's kind of weird. Maybe the entrance should be 5 as well. 3, 4. That's probably right. It gives me some little weird spots I could put something in. If I change to an electric door, you won't see so much of the back of the door. You know what I mean? It's like it's a more solid door. But it means if there's ever an issue with that, it totally breaks. So condenser is pretty fat. Yeah, I was wondering what I could put in here, but likely it would be some kind of storage cupboard, or in fact, if I bring that across one more, I'm wondering if I can do a doorway, because there's going to have to be a way to get onto this thing other than using the doors on the gangways. What if there is a door here? Then the step is kind of in a strange place, that's all. It'd be better if it were here. I wonder if I should even just bring this out forwards even more. If I shifted where this wheel was, maybe that's what I gotta do. I should probably see if I can put the boiler in here. Oh, can I get rid of that? Well, that's sneaky. If I paint the boiler the same color as the wall, then I can use the corner of the boiler as the corner of the wall. I probably shouldn't do that, because what's going to happen is I will want to paint a stripe or something through there and it just won't work. But I could use that side in there for pumps. Well, I guess I don't actually need pumps anymore. There's no reason to use pumps for these. Was there a need to pump coolant between these? I think there was. But I don't think it was that important. I mean, the furnace is going to be noisy anyway, so it's pretty messy. I want to put these pumps right next to each other. Maybe I should do a service panel on the side. What if I cut out some of this piece and put the pumps and things in there? But then that means I can't change the length if I do suddenly decide it's only going to be as long as one wheel. I'm going to lift the boiler up to the roof. And then the steam out. Need to flip all these pistons up. That connects all the steam in. We'll steam the boiler to all the pistons in. No pumps in here, we're just going to run off pressure. And then I'll use this piece of wall here to bring the front RPS out. You want to combine them? I think you do. Last I checked, it was worth doing. So they will run down here and connect here. And then that is ready for whenever I get the generator. Oh no, it's gonna poke through. Ah, that's not cool. Does it matter if I use both of these or just one of them? I'm gonna shift it across. Hopefully that's enough movement to not clip. So the only real issue is every port that it comes out at, which maybe I can just change the general shape. I don't need it to be the whole way along, right? I can, it's just a bit of detail. That should be fine, right? Should be okay. So yep, steam connected. Put the condenser in the roof, because then it's easy to grab the steam off it. Oh, I wonder if I do 2 condensers. Nah, the spacing would be real strange. Better to do 1. And then we'll mount some radiators in the roof. Yeah, I'll use all of them, you know, I might as well use all of them. Connect the radiators. This can sometimes make their performance worse though, because the corner pipes will slow down the flow rate. So we'll use some big pumps and really just smash it through. We've got the space up here that it's not going to be a concern. I do kind of want to put a wall in here. Don't know if that's going to do anything, but it at least boxes the pistons in a lot. So if we just do one pump like that going out and then one directly next to it going in, I feel like there's got to be a better way to do that. So that just looks gross. Now if I use the big generator, I can only put it down below, but if I use small generators I can put them all in the roof, which then means that this could be the total length, which does seem quite appealing actually. Put 3 generators in. That might be overkill. All this can go. It's like we know it fits. Can we make it fit better? As long as they leave a gap for a pipe to come out of there, I think we're good. So I could do... That would be perfect. I could do one pump here like that, and then the next one needs to feed back. But then also, how does this radiator thing work? Like, do I put it right in the middle? In the middle would be good, as long as these pipes aren't in the way of anything. I need a pump here anyway to go push the water back into the boiler. Doesn't seem like there's much of a way around that one. Could actually put the generators back sideways and then I can put the gearbox up here. Yeah, that makes sense. So these 6 gearboxes pull from that pipe there, which is connected to both sides RPS output of the pistons. Gearbox into 3 generators at, I think it's, I don't know what that ratio is, it's crazy, it's like 6 3-to-1s. Then I think I want to put a little wedge there, unless there's something that can go up here. So these motors, or these generators, they will connect to these motors and also the top connector, which is just sending electricity, it doesn't send any data. So what I'll also need is another generator, but this just needs to be a little baby one. I'll put it here. Yeah, I'll put it after the massive amount of gearing. No, I won't. I'll put it up here. This one just needs to be enough to keep the onboard electronics going. And that lets me, I did that specifically so I could put a little battery here. So this battery is connected to this little generator, and that's what runs all the pumps and the radiators and the lights and all the other stuff on here. I might actually put a medium battery in here, or a couple of medium batteries. So let's make this little battery. I just wish there was a nice way to close things off. Yeah. I'm gonna need a little battery pack somewhere though. Might be better to put it in the wall, in one of these little weird gaps. This is gonna make tons of smoke as well. I don't know if you can use a nozzle or anything to get rid of that. So, water comes out, goes into the roof, and then that has to end up back in the boiler. And I think I'll bring it right across to this wall. And I also should put a tank somewhere to top that up. So let's take let's just get one of these medium tanks and pull this pump forwards. Oh, I wonder if I can go sideways. Like that, and then that kind of fills up that gap. Then I do maybe a T. Let's go that way. Chuck in a tank. Flip it up the other way though, so that the hole is at the bottom. Or actually, will it? No, okay. I want to make sure that the ports are available for like service if we need to top up more water into this. I want to make sure there's a way to get the water up there. So I'll put a pipe in going down just for now. Not connected to anything, but that's there if we need to service that. Chuck some batteries in here. Perfect. Now coolant pumps, so that's coolant. Because I have the space down here, I'm thinking I could run those pumps around the base. It means the piping is mental, but it would totally hide them. Let's spin her around. Let's spin her around again. But now the ports are here. Yeah, that's gonna work actually. Then I can use the small pumps. Pipe's done, and then those just need to connect into the boiler, into the furnace. Which if I flip it, now they should be on this side, and we'll go straight down and then across and straight down. Coolant is done, and then only have air and exhaust. It is very short, isn't it? Like, I don't need this whole front half. I think what I'll do is put a door here, one of the hinge doors, and this is where you can sort of control it from. A sliding door would look heaps better, and that could be the final length there. So
just then,
this is all my TCP controllers, and then that one controller there is the furnace. Alright, I think it's gonna work. Let's see, I need to request master. I'll turn off infinite electricity. Oh, I need to connect all the electricity. Okay, no infinite electricity. And the light comes on. Start the engine. Oh boy. Oh boy. I bet there's diesel going into this. I don't think I changed that tank's content to water, so it's like adding diesel into the... Hold on, I better check that. Fresh water, please. Master, start engine. Turn all the lights on. My spotlights didn't come on. That's not good, but at least the rear is the rear, indicated by the red RGB lights, and the front is the front, indicated by the white-ish RGB lights. And I'll just give it some throttle. It'll take a bit of time. But you can see how this could be cut in half, right? Where I'm sitting and just everything forwards of that is nothing. And the only reason it's so long is because I put this cutout for a door on the back. If I don't have that door there, it doesn't need to be this long. Why the wheel spin? Oh, I didn't have wheel slip connected. So, or brakes. Yeah, so there's a lot of like ABS stuff. If I connect all these brakes. Oh, there was a bit of wheel slip there, but it's much better now. And I think it might have slipped because it doesn't have power on those front two wheels, but it does on the back two wheels. This is really funny. because it's not supposed to look like a locomotive, but it's supposed to work like a locomotive, and that's exactly what it's doing. So let's say you have your train and you're not powerful enough, you can put this in the middle and it won't look like, if it's a passenger train, it won't look too out of place. It'll have the gangway so you can still walk through the whole thing, but you're getting a lot more power generated from having just a big engine, because it's just a big steam engine basically. I'm not sure what I should do about this entrance that I've got the hole over there for, because if I get rid of it, I'm pretty sure I can make this very short, and I think that would be very funny. So we've got a train. If I get the lights ready, if I request this to be master, it's going to go through and check with all the other trains or locomotives in this train. I need to start each engine individually though, because there's no remote start, I don't think. That's something else I need to add really, a remote start, so that when you do have this in your train, you don't have to get off and come find it. Or I need a clutch from the motor to the wheels, so that if you're just dragging it, it's not going to be creating load, because if you're trying to spin motors without giving them any input, it creates load on the rest of the system. I'm thinking I'll get rid of these connections as well. I just think it's too aggressive. It's a lot more streamlined, a lot nicer looking. Let's cover up this door for now and fill in some of this wall. Okay, so how much of this can I smash into here without breaking anything? Probably not much. This looks really funny though. So what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And back to where that door was. Okay. It's still here, like on the inside. So I can just cut this and then I know where it is, basically. Merge that into that, and now we don't have any wiggly bits. I probably don't need ropes down here because you'll never get in here anyway. So I'll just close those up. And then it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the edge of the thing. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I need to get rid of all of this. So I'm basically chopping that, which I think poses some problems. Yeah, the engine does actually take up more space than that. Well, what if I move the wheels forwards? Now this should be 7, 8, okay. Okay, that is 8. This is the edge. Yeah. I think I can just take all this now. And this comes right back to the very tip, to the edge, like that. That's real funny. And then all the controllers... Oh, I lost a radiator. Microcontroller sandwich. Probably should have merged them before I brought them in here. Done, sort of, mostly. It's so small now. Look at that. So request master, engine start, Spotlight's working, front headlights working, rear tail lights are not working. I'm gonna paint everything white so I can see. Okay, boiler is boiling, coolant is cooling, diesel furnace is cooking. So we just gotta wait for this to get to 100 and then see what happens. Okay, now we're going. This is so fast. Why is it slipping? Look how fast it's going already. Oh, that's not good. It shouldn't be going that fast. It should be doing 120. Well, I've had enough of this. I'm sick of this. I think this has come out real funny though, like in a good way. I'll probably use it for something in career. I think it could be the kind of thing that is good to start a career with, because if you put a bed in this and some other equipment, you've got the ability to connect this to any other thing in a train. It can be the locomotive if you really need it to be, but it can also just be your power generation unit. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.